Previously on Surviving Sliptopia.
What? 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 What is up, the world? It is your friendly neighborhood Slipgator here, and I've had some comments piling up that I should do a world tour. And a lot of times I just kind of refer them to maybe an older one, but it has been a while, and I thought maybe it might be time for us to all take a trip down memory lane and see all the stuff and things. So I'm doing a lap here on top of the observation tower, just showing the canvas off. But, you know, it didn't start here at the canvas. All this stuff started at a different base called the Fortress. And I think that we should head back there and take a look at that first. And here we are at Fortress. So when I first started playing Minecraft, I had this idea that I thought was totally amazing, but it had already been done to death. But I started the seed and I spawned on this island. I thought it'd be cool to survive just on this one island. And this is the base that I ended up building here. So over here we have the first redstone machine that I ever did build. And yep, it's glitched out. So it is a cobblestone generator. So and now a lot of these clocks are super buggy. So we can go ahead and head over and get a redstone torch real quick and fix this guy up. This is the ambry. So you may remember the amborium, which is my storage area at the canvas. This is the ambry, and it's my storage area here at the fortress. So let's go ahead and get this guy turned back on. That should do it. And there you can see it's making cobblestone. So even though I don't really use cobblestone very much, I didn't know much about redstoney stuff, and you know, I think that's really the best way that you can learn about redstone is by gosh damn it, all the heck. The only way you can really learn about redstone is to build with it and do stuff with it. So straight away, I built this guy to try and understand redstone better. There you go. Pretty cool. Now over here we have the McDonald's of sugarcane farms, and I believe it's still a bit glitched out. I have to do some replacing of stuff and things, but this is the old sugarcane farm. Some of those pistons need to be replaced. And this is the spawn area. So when I die, if I ever die without any bed, this is where I'll spawn. And so up here we have a wall that runs around the entire fortress, pardon me. And so maybe if we head up here, we can kind of get a better look at all the stuff and things here. So, and we have some beacons, and the idea behind these beacons, we have beacon towers at the canvas as well, but the idea is that if any passers-by, ships in the night, would be able to find us here, maybe if Good was going by, or Generic B, they'd see the fortress and stop by. But yeah, they haven't. I don't know. We're out in the kind of the middle of nowhere. So we head over into this area. Let's go ahead and head down. And so I showed you the ambry real quick, but inside of here we kind of have some different, minor organization. It was just a start, and we have a little double diagonal piston door in here. And that goes back into this kind of like the wall area and where we're smelting. And this rail, I'll show you, that goes somewhere different. But so there was a little transportation area here in the ambry, and if you come over to the fountain there and fall down, you'll come into this room, which is the grotto. And this was just kind of an exercise in aesthetics, kind of make it look pretty. But then over here, in this part of the grotto, we have, do I have a minecart on me? We have a minecart selector. And actually, let me see here. This was Suzuma Void's minecart selector rail, and it had been broken in an update, and I hadn't got the feedback lights working. And that's all I needed to do to get those working. So, this is a 4 rail minecart selector. So the boot goes to the manor. The boot is the spawner that I built here. The manor is the house. The amber is the storage area, and the branch is my branch mine. So we're actually not going to head over into the branch mine just because there really is nothing to show you there. It's simply a branch mine. We went over to the ambery. So I thought that next we might take a look at the boot. We'll go up to the falcon's boot. And so fingers crossed everything's working back here. Perfection. So again, one of the other kind of first things that I built when I was here was a mob spawner, and I chose to go with like a pistonless, just all water mob spawner. And I quite intelligently, unlike the way that I'm building Witch Haven, built it way up in the air to stop spawns or to isolate the spawns, so that we would maximize kind of the spawn rates that are up in that area. And Master Rawl, I think it was, who had said it kind of looks like the landing gear on the Millennium Falcon, and as it loads in here, and so we call it the Falcon's boot. And yeah, so we can head up there and take a look at it. There really isn't that much to show off there, but it's still something that's kind of cool, kind of a cool invention. I used a monkey farm-ish elevator here to kind of get up. Let's go ahead and get up here. And still, I think, one of the fastest elevators around. But this is the boot, and back here we have just a little bit of crafting area, some smelting, some stuff. Wow, I had no idea. That is amazing. I'm glad we went on this world tour. I have 44 diamonds hanging out inside of this for enchanting weapons and stuff. But yeah, so a little enchanting area here and an anvil. And then over here also I AFK. I used to AFK quite a bit. So we got gunpowder, zombie flesh, bones, some bows, a bunch of arrows, some building materials, some records and stuff and things in there. Yeah, so that's the Falcon's boot. That's all there is to talk about it. So there is no convenient way down. Let's see if we can hit. We may have missed a little bit. So that's the boot. And it's worked out really well. Like, it's still not a bad spawner at all. If I was to do it again, I like more power, so I might build it like about twice as big. And on top there, you can see the spawn antenna. That's like a super important part of a spawner system. If you build above, I think 180-ish, you have to build that spawn antenna to load in those chunks. But yeah, no, I don't. I almost fell out of the universe. But building underwater here, building this tunnel was one of my favorite times in building in Minecraft, to be honest with you. I actually really like building underwater. I find it to be really, really peaceful, and I think it's mostly because, you know, and I don't like harsh noises, and it's really quiet and tranquil when you're building underwater. So it's always been really cool. I've always liked it a lot. I've been thinking of building a new base underwater at some point too, but alright, so there we have that. Let's head over to the manor, which is kind of our main house in the fortress. So just kind of an aesthetic tunnel. And a lot of the stuff that you see in here this was all of the very first things that I ever built in Minecraft. So I don't want to fall out of the world. So a lot of it is it's really kind of newbie. I think I look at it, I'm like, oh, it's kind of newbie-ish. But it was a learning experience, so it was really fun to do. And then we have like a little spiral staircase for the minecart here. Oh, I hit another cart. So more storage down here in the bottom. And here's the manor. Not a lot of furnitures or anything like that. Got another little enchanting area here. And there's a second story with the master bedroom. And a couple of east and west facing balconies. And yeah, so it's pretty nice little spot here. Let me go ahead and take you outside and I'll show you a couple more of the stuff and things that are over here. So down in this area is our bay, kind of like where we launch our ships and such, but there's a water wall here that cuts it off from the rest of the world, like so. turn it back on. There you go. And then what I did here, I'm a little peeved my boats aren't staying, is I took out a block of water right here, and what this is supposed to do, what it normally does do, is it keeps, yeah, something's up with it now. It ain't working quite the way it used to work. But it's supposed to keep the boats right in this area so that they don't wander. So let's see if we can make this happen. Nope. So they've changed something about that, but that's the water wall. And then over here we have our little breedy area where Salty the pig used to live, and all of our Kevin and Jessica's live, and they make their humpy time right over there. And then this is an old wheat machine that was, I think, Suzumovoid's. And it doesn't work any longer, but it was where we got a lot of our foodstuffs when we first started off. And then over here, there's another kind of aesthetic piece where there is another bay here, and there's a piston gate for the bay. So it's a double extending piston gate, so now like a boat can go in and out. And then you go up like that, and it rises it up, kind of like a water portcullis. And down in this area here, this is kind of how I harvested trees when I first started off. So what I would do was grow a tree down in there, and then just come up and harvest it on the way down. And then also down in this area, there is my attempts at building a regular spider spawner trap. And I built a couple of different incarnations of this. There's a light switch over here for it. And then you should see it starts right away spawning these guys. The only problem is that it's always been a bit of a pain in the butt and never really quite worked correctly. So it's not the best. And we're going to conquer that. We're at that new double spawner that I found, and we're going to make sure that that's a thing that works out really good. So, yep, this is the tree farm area here. You can see some rare use of cobblestone. We don't see that a lot in Sliptopia anymore. And then over here, kind of the last little piece is an enchanting room. So, oh, it's already... Don't look. Alright, so this is the enchanting room, and if you come up here and hit these buttons, it kind of reveals the enchanting room for you. There's some cauldrons, some enchanting supplies. Here's some water up top here, so if I want to fill up on bottles, I can do that right there. Alright, and that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, that's kind of Fortress in a nutshell. Hey, I'm Fortress in a nutshell. But this is the first world that I built, and I decided after I had hung out here for a while and had done a lot of different stuff and things that it was time to kind of move on. And peace out! And so we went on an adventure, and we found where the canvas was. And down in here, this is a natural cave that's always been here. But inside the natural cave, I put the spawner or the portal to the nether. So here we can head into the nether. And inside of here, we got a lot of stuff and things going on, but there really isn't anything. What can I show you? Well, actually, we can just head down the rail. Settle. Thank you. Head down the rail here, and so there's a rail track that runs all the way back to the canvas. And it used to be that you would ride inside of here, and you'd ride inside of the stone slabs, and they're on top of the track to stop spawning from happening on the track. But now there's been some changes to the way minecart works, so it looks like we're kind of like driving right on the road. I don't know, I'm not a huge fan, but a lot of the tunnels that lead to the canvas here were already here. Part of this is natural, and then part of this I built. So and it kind of is seamless. You can't tell where the natural fortress ends and the slip built fortress begins. But we head up here, and it takes us to kind of a little area that has a couple different tracks in it. And then over here is the track that goes out to our quartz mine. So when quartz was a thing, I decided the best way, most likely, to get it is to mine it the same way you mine for anything else. The concentration of quartz in nether brick or nether rack is supposed to be about the equivalent to what it is for the distribution of iron. So it should be, it's not super common, but I figured branch mining it would be the best way to do that. So I had to load new chunks in order to get that done, and so I came all the way out here and built this kind of ghetto tunnel, and wow, I didn't realize, I forgot how far out this was. This is pretty far out there, but came out here, and this is when I was building the altar to subscribers, that I needed all this stuff and things. So again, we see that rare use of cobblestone, and then out here in the middle of nowheres, we have a ghetto branch mine. Oh yeah, I got some lava issues that I hadn't cleaned up. But so just a branch mine, just like you'd see anywhere else, and I just branched out and dug and dug and dug and dug, and it took actually, I think, a couple of weeks to get all of the quartz that I needed. But it was quite the project, quite the little project, let me tell you what. It is. Mining quartz is not as fun as mining other things because there's less of it, and that's the only cool thing you find is quartz. But yeah, the quartz mine, just a thing if you wanted to come out and hang out. Just another tip, or another tip, but a piece of information in case you didn't know. The world download and texture pack download are available in the about section of my channel page. So now with the new layout, you have to go to the channel page, you click about, and you'll see the links that are right in there. So if you want to, you feel free. You can download the map and hang out and play in the world, or check it out, or do whatever you'd like to do with Sliptopia, with the canvas and the fortress. And yeah, it's cool. It's a cool thing. But so I'm trying to think of where we should go next. We could go over down to the ICED. That would probably make the most sense since we're already in the nether here. So let me see here. So we come off here, and then there's a selector. We can go up for the fortress and down for the ICED. And this will take us back down this rail here and over to the ICED, which was a spawner that I had seen Woolly Creeper build, and I really liked it because it was a little bit different. I really like builds that are like a little bit different. There's something new to it. They're aesthetically cool. You know, like, I don't know. It's always a balance between efficiency and all those other things. I gotta send you back, buddy. But here's the portal to the stronghold. And never really did anything with the stronghold. It's just a way to get to the fortress, or to the ICED. So here we're at the end. And then, let's see here. Now, I've been having some trouble loading the ICED, so hopefully we don't have any concerns. I'm a little, actually, to be honest with you, a little frightened to head out here, just because last time I had some kind of major issues. And I think it was with actually loading the end. It wasn't with loading the ICED, and it might have been a snapshot problem, and I have the updated snapshot now. So we're running 13W22A. So hopefully this will be a little bit better. But so the ICED spawner is it's a pretty cool spawner. It looks really, really cool. The idea behind it is great, and some changes to the way that mobs spawn on slabs has decreased efficiency a bit. You see, are you turned on? Let's go ahead and turn you on, and let's kick our sound down a little bit here. But you should see in a second. It takes a sec for everything to click on, but we have some chests and enchanting, a little repair area over here, and bunches and bunches of ender pearls. Speaking of, I could use a little bit of ender pearl action, but yeah, they come down here. You punch them like that, and yeah, so it's a great spawner. It works good, and it looks really, really cool. It's a little tough to see. Let me see if I can see without falling off the edge. But it's kind of conical, kind of cone shaped, and it was one of the most intense builds that I ever built. It was took a really, really long time. But all right, guys. So fingers crossed, we can get back without any issue. Let's see here. I'm a little scared. I'm a little scared that the game's gonna lock up on us. You see here. Don't lock up. But yeah, the ICD, everything's covered in water over there, completely spawn proof, and we're locked up.